Welcome students. This is Priyanka and this is our day 3 session. I hope you have no doubts from the previous sessions. If you have got any doubt, you can leave your comments below the video so that I can get back to you to solve each and every query asked by you. On day 1, we discussed about the subject syllabus, then evaluation of the subject. Later, we also discuss how the theory exam and practical exams are conducted. We also discussed the paper pattern in details. Later, on day 2, we started with the advanced web designing of your 12th standard syllabus. Before that, we have revised few basic concepts of HTML5 like the basic tags used, then types of tags, empty tag, container tag. Then later we also saw the basic structure of a web page in HTML. Then we also created and saved the HTML file. Later we also discussed different heading tags used with their attributes and we saw different examples of these tags. Then later we saw some text formatting tags. We saw why it is used with some examples. I hope up till now whatever we have completed is clear. So let us start with the remaining concepts. So today we will concentrate on some important and widely used tags like how to insert an image in a web page. Then we will see what is a hyperlink and how to add a hyperlink in an HTML page. And next is insertion of a table. See students, inserting image in your website, it makes the website to look more attractive and also you can provide some additional information through the image. Second, hyperlinks are used in all websites. You can see any website, you will definitely get hyperlinks on it. Since it helps to link different web pages of a website, by simply clicking on it, the user is taken from one page to another. So, hyperlinks are very important concept when we are trying to create a website. Then later we will see why a table is required. Suppose our websites needs to maintain some tabular data, so we can use a table tag and we will see how to use the table tag. Right? So let us move to the next slide. Now we will see how to insert an image into a web page using HTML. See students, there are two ways how you can add an image in a web page. So the first type or the way you can say that you can have an image as a background for your web page. And second type is the inline or floating image. Means that image will be floating in the web page wherever it will get the place. Okay, so now we will see in details what exactly it means. So the first type is we have to insert an image as a background. For having an image as a background, we require to use the attribute of the body tag. Normally the web page background color is white. If you want some image to be at the background, we can do it by using background attribute of the body tag. See, it is somewhat similar to the themes in mobile, where the image is at the background and everything is placed on top of it. Means there the icons are normally working, only the thing is that there will be a background image. See, sometimes you can also have a background image in your WhatsApp, right? So it works normally, only what happens, whatever background image you have set, it will be displayed and all the functioning will be there. So similarly, adding a background is like this, right? So let's see the syntax for the same. Before that, one tip I will give: whenever you are calling any external files in your HTML code. See, now here our external file, I am talking about the image file which we will be using in our HTML code, right? So it is a good practice that you have to create a folder. In that folder you have to save the HTML file and also whatever external files you are going to call. So if you do this thing, then using the file in your code becomes very easy. If you don't have the external file in your folder, then you need to give the whole path of that file, and sometimes the students make mistakes here. That is why this is a small tip I am giving you, or a trick, so that you won't make any mistake. I hope it is clear what I am telling you, right? So we will see the syntax. So the syntax is, since we have seen whenever we are using any attribute takes the value and the attribute should be placed in the opening tag, right? So here if you see the syntax, we can see angular bracket, opening tag of body, then there is a space, and later we are using the attribute background equal to the image which you are calling in the code with dot extension of that file. This part is very important. See, suppose you are using any GIF file and here in the code you are giving wrong extension. Suppose you are giving .jpg, then that file will be not seen in your code. So it is very important to give the proper name. See, the name of the file is case sensitive. We have studied that the tags are not case sensitive, but the file name is case sensitive. So if you have got a file named as capital R and other letters small, that is OSE.jpg, that same thing should be present in your code, then only your code will run properly, right? So body space background equal to rose.jpg. Now here you can see that I have simply called the file by its name with the extension. Why? Because I have copied this same file into my folder. If I wouldn't have done this part, I had to give the whole path where this file is saved in some other folder, and it is very messy. So it is better that you copy that file in your folder and simply call it by its name, right? And after closing the body, in body part, what I have written a text called as welcome, and I am applying a text formatting tag that is bold B. So you can see below the output will be, there will be a background image which we have called, and on top of that whatever contents you want to display are placed, right? So I hope it is clear. Now let us move to another slide and see the second way how to add an image, right? So the second way to add the image is called as inline image or floating image. So now background attribute won't work here. We need to use img tag, which is a stand alone or a empty tag. Means what? The tag comes alone, only the opening tag. There is no closing tag. And we will be using its different attributes to add the image. So here you can see we will be using img tag, and the attributes we will focus. The first attribute is what? src. That means the source file which you want to call. So in the src attribute, the value will be either the link or the path of the file or the name of the file with extension. So you can choose whatever way is easy for you. I prefer by simply giving name. Before that I'll copy paste that image into my folder, so my task becomes easy, right? So I hope src is clear. Source means the file which we are going to use into the code. Then second is alt. Alt is the alternative text given for that image. Suppose due to some reason your image is not displayed on the web page. So the user should know what exactly the image is all about. So that is why whenever you are using img tag, it is good that you use alt attribute, so that if the image is not displayed by some reasons, technical reasons, the user at least should get to know what that image is about. Means suppose I have got a rose image, and then I'll give the alternate text as suppose flower, so that user will at least come to know that yeah, the image is about some flower, right? Then next is what? Height. So height means what height of image you want to set, and that height will be in pixels. Similarly, next attribute is width. That is also setting a width for the image, and its value is taken in pixels, right? So I hope the attributes are clear. So we will see what is the syntax. Now in the body tag we will be writing all this code. Why? Because we want to display, so whatever things you want to display you write in the body tag, right? So imagine that you have written all the web structure, and in the body part we will be writing all this syntax. So in the body tag, later I am opening img tag, and I have to use the attributes. Obviously simply by using img tag my image won't come, right? So to call the image I need to use src attribute. So see how it looks. img, it is the opening tag, img space src equal to, see now here I have purposely given the path. Means the students, those who don't copy the image into their folder, they have to mention the path like this. And you can see if a single small mistake is there, your image will not be displayed. That is why I say that it is always better to copy that image. So but you can use anyway, it's up to you, right? So the path is given, and at the last you can see the file name and dot extension is mandatory. Whatever image format is there in your folder or the file, you have to mention it. Then I am going to use here multiple attributes. Up till now we have seen how to use a single attribute. Now in this code we will see how to use multiple. So one attribute we are done with, that is src. Now I have to use second attribute. So how do I do it? So again there will be a space, no characters. No different characters are used in HTML, right? So after completion of the source, I'll give space, then height attribute equal to the value. Again there is a space, then width equal to the value, and angular bracket of img tag is closed. Then on the next line again I am calling a text, applying it text formatting as bold, and body tag close, and all the remaining tags are closed, right? And when we save the file we will see the output. So we will see the output on the next slide. See, now here you can see the output. Can you see any changes here? Yes, yes. Now you can see that the image is no more a background image, and also whatever text I have written, it is either coming after the image or before the image, how it is placed, right? So this is the difference. And the height and width we had mentioned, that is why it took proper dimensions and that image is placed, right? So I hope the image part is clear, no doubt. So should we move to the next slide? Right. So in the starting only we had discussed that hyperlinks are very, very important. So what is a hyperlink? See students, whenever we use internet, we always use hyperlink. So what it is and how it can be defined? The definition of an hyperlink is like, it can be a text or an image. Concentrate here. It can be a text or an image present in a web page, which when clicked takes the user from one page to the another page, right? So we can say that it is generally used to connect different documents with each other. Suppose, I'll give you an example. Suppose we visit any website. There are many links which when clicked, they take us from one page to another page. Example, suppose I am going to the website as www.sbi.com, something website, right? Now if I want to go into the careers, is there any recruitment going in the SBI bank? So naturally if I open the website, I'll be looking into the small links, and wherever I will find careers or recruitment, if I will click on that link, it will take me from the home page to the respective web page. See, whenever you open any website, the first page which is visible, that is called as the home page. So when I will click the career link or the recruitment link, what will happen? I will be directed from the home page to the careers or the recruitment page. After reading all those things, I want to go again to the home page. So again I will click the home link. Then it will again take me from the careers page to the home page. So this is how the linking of the web pages is done. Here we have seen two pages. One we saw the web page, that is the home page, and second we saw the career page. See, we all know that a website is collection of different web pages. So if it is a collection, definitely I need some provision to go from one page to another, right? So these links are used for that purpose. I hope it is clear with the example I gave, right? So now we will see how the hyperlinks exactly work. Here in the slide, another example I have given. We all use Google, right? So what we do, see, a Google is a search engine, means whatever words you type and click on the search, it will get you all the websites which are related to those words. So you can see in the example, in the search tab, I have written what? Basics of HTML. And when I will click on the search button, what this search engine will do, it will search with these words through all the websites in its database, and it will get back me the related results. Means in the websites where it will find my these words, it will retrieve all the data and display. So whenever the result is displayed, it is displayed something like this. You can see some links in blue color. So these links in blue color are the clickable part, and other text is not clickable. Means a hyperlink, we saw that it can be a text or an image which is clickable. So these blue color links are shown in blue color. When we will click on this link, it will take us from this page to the other page where the href attribute source is mentioned. You will see what I am talking about. Okay, so we will see in the next slide. So how to create a hyperlink? See students, for creating a hyperlink, we need to use the anchor tag. Anchor tag, that is the A tag, right? And it's very important attribute, that is href. Href, this href attribute will take the URL or the file name to be called when the link is clicked, right? So if you simply use the A tag, see this A tag is a container tag, means it will have a opening tag and closing tag. So if in your code you simply open the tag, write some text in between and close the A tag, your hyperlink won't work. Why? Because what is a hyperlink? What is its work? Its work is that when it is clicked, it has to go somewhere. So that somewhere path or name is to be mentioned in this href attribute, right? So this is the only one and very important attribute you have to use. So if you want to use the href, you can either give the name of the file or the path of the file, right? If you simply want to give the name, you have to have that external file into your folder. Remember, same like the image one. And you can also call the web pages from the internet itself, right? So you can call the local file, the file which is present on your own computer, and also you can call some another web page, suppose gmail.com, the login page you want to call, so you can use that also. Only the thing is, when you are using some external file from the internet, the protocol, that is HTTP or HTTPS, is mandatory. Means simply writing www.gmail.com won't work. What the href value will have? Double quotes http://www.gmail.com, double quote complete, and then angular bracket complete. I hope you are getting whatever I am trying to explain, right? Then we also saw that the link has got some color, right? In the previous slide we saw that all the links had got which color? The links had got blue color. So we will see what this color exactly indicates, right? So the default color means if you don't mention any color, that is the default thing. So here the default or non-visited will have blue color. Means the links which you haven't yet clicked and viewed those pages will have a blue color. Simple enough. Second, active link. Active link means, see, whenever you will take your pointer on a link, it doesn't remain the pointer anymore. It turns into a hand, right? If you can see and try on your own PCs. So when you will take that pointer on the link and you will click, so that click instant it will have some different color or maybe the same color. So that part is called as the active link, means which is just clicked, right? And the last is visited link, means see, suppose you have searched, suppose you have given something in the search and you click search, there will be different links given. Suppose I click on the first link, I go to the web page and I see that that data is not relevant to me, so I again come back to the original page, right? So now you will see that the first link color which I have visited is now changed, and that is called as the visited link, and the color of that link is no more blue but purple. What do you think? What is the reason to change the color? See, the computer indicates us that this link is already visited. Don't go to that link again and waste your time. Go to the links which you have not visited. For that purpose, the visited link color is changed. Right? I hope it is clear. So now let us see the syntax for how to add the hyperlink. See, now again here you can see a hyperlink can be a text or a hyperlink can be an image. So first we will see text as a hyperlink, means you will get some text which when clicked will direct us from one page to another. So what will be the syntax? Now again there are two categories. If you want to call a local file from your same machine, same computer, then you will have to write this code. Second, if you want to call the web page from the internet, you will have a different format. I'll tell what it is. So look into this first part, local web page. When I want to call a local web page or a local file on my machine, see, it is not mandatory that I have to call a HTML file only. I can call any file. Suppose I want to have a link which when clicked it will display me some Excel sheet or some Word file. It is absolutely okay. The work of hyperlink is what? To link the different documents, right? So here what is the syntax? I am opening a tag space href equal to mypage.html double quote complete, angular bracket complete, and now concentrate here. I have written click here. Now this is the text which will be displayed on the web page. Rest nothing is displayed. So this click here, after that I have closed the anchor tag. So whatever thing or whatever text is placed in between the opening and the closing of a tag, it is treated as the text, right? So that part is displayed. Suppose you forget to write that click here, so nothing will be displayed in your web page. So whatever text you have to display to the user should be placed in between this opening and closing of the tag. I hope it is clear. Now what I have done, href equal to mypage.html. Now here again you observe that this again is an external file, mypage.html, which I am calling into my existing code. So I have simply given the name and extension of the file because this mypage.html is present in my folder. That is why this code runs properly. Otherwise you have to give the whole path. Agree? Next, when you have to view a web page on the internet, so see the syntax. Again we are using a tag and the attribute href, right? Equal to http:// and then the website name, that is www.gmail.com, angular bracket close, go to Gmail is the text which is to be displayed, and a tag is close. Now here concentrate on the href part. If you simply write www.gmail.com, the website link or the hyperlink won't work. because we just now discussed that whenever you are using some internet web pages, it is mandatory that you add the protocols which you are using. So here we are using hypertext transfer protocol. So it could be HTTP or HTTPS depending on the web page you are calling, right? So I hope the text part is clear so that we can move to the image part. Now in the second part you can see the code is something similar, only what is changing I have indicated in blue color. Now in the previous thing we wanted a text to be displayed to the user, right? So now obviously that text part has to be replaced by something, agree? So what it has to be replaced with? We want now image as a hyperlink, right? So the text part is replaced with the image. So we just now saw in the previous slide how to add an image. So what is the code for adding an image? We have to use the img tag, the source attribute, height and width. Simple. So just try to replace the click here part with the img. This you already know. Img space source equal to rows.jpg space height equal to 100 space width equal to 100 and img tag close. That's it. After this you will have a image of rows with the particular height and width, and which when clicked it will take you to which page? It will take you to mypage.html. Right? So I hope the hyperlink part is clear. So next is again an important part, how to insert a table into your web page. So to create a table in a web page, there are some basic tags of a table which are needed. So there is table tag, caption tag, tr, th, td. I'll tell what exactly it is. So table tag, obviously we have to create a table, so we need table tag. Caption tag is generally used to give a heading or the name for that table. Then later tr, th, td. See students, we all know that the table is made up of what? The table is basically made up of rows and columns. And the intersection of rows and column create the smallest element of the table, that is called as the cell, right? So a table is made up of rows and columns, and the smallest part or the small boxes which are seen in the table are called as the cell, right? So here in the slide you can see there is one table. So can you tell me how many rows and how many columns are there for that table? See, columns you count vertically and rows you count horizontally. So there are 3 columns. What? Roll number, name and marks. Those are the columns. And rows you can see roll number 101, 102, 103. So these are the rows. Now we will see what are the tags of the table. So we saw the table tag and caption tag. Now this tr tag is the table row. Again one hint I will give, how many rows are there in the table, that many tr tag will come in your code. So here on the left side you can see I have mentioned it there so that the coding part becomes easier. So what is the first thing you have to do? You have to count the rows and columns. Then next is what? th tag. Th means generally the column names. You have to look how many column names are there. See now what is column name or column heading here? Roll number, name, marks. And below is the actual data. Means roll number is the heading and below you will have all the roll numbers. Similarly name is the heading, below you will have all the names. And last marks is the heading and below it all are the what? Data. Right? All are the marks. So whichever are shown in bold are called as the table heading because they are the headings given to the table. and below that there are the data, actual data, right? So we will require these basic things to know for designing a complex code. So I will give you small hints so that it will be easier for you to create a table code, right? So what I told, you have to count the rows. So here on the left side you can see table tag will be once. Why? Because we have only a single table. Then later the table has got 4 rows, so there will be total 4 tags or 4 row tags, that is tr tags. Then next is what? th. Now how many headings are there in our table? Means the column names, there are 3, so total th will be 3 times. And last, the actual data, that is the td. So the actual data is what? 101 Asha 89, 102 Bipin 65, 103 Disha 94. This is actual data. So how many td tags can you see here? In the second row there are 3, in the third row there are 3, and in the fourth, that is the last row, there are 3. So total it makes to 9 different td tags, right? So let us move to the next. Now this is the code, right? We will start with the body tag. Let previous thing you already know what it is. It is the basic structure, right? So in the body part you are starting with the table tag, and border is the attribute of the table which we are using. If you don't use this attribute, the table is borderless, right? So now look into the first row. So we already discussed that there will be total 4 different tr tags. So the first tr tag is open, and in the first row there is what? th tag. We also saw that th tag will come 3 times. So roll number, name, marks, these are the heading in the first row, and after that the first row is end. Then again you have to open with the tr tag because we are starting with the second row. Now from second row onwards the actual data is started. So now we won't be using anymore the th tag but the td tag. And likewise you have to open the tr tag, add the td, close the tr. Next row again td 3 times, close. So likewise this is the code, and last after you complete with the number of rows which we discussed, that is 4, table tag will end, and likewise body and html tag. I hope it is clear, right? Now next, here are some attributes of the table tag. It is very simple, you already know, so we'll just go through fast, right? So border, we know that it is an attribute of the table tag. If you don't give any value to it, or if you don't use it, the table will be borderless, right? Now second is the border color. See, if you are not using the border attribute, the border color obviously won't work. Why? Because until and unless you have a border, then only it will give the border color, right? So if you are using border, then only you can use the border color. Next is the bg color. Bg color is the background color of the whole table. Since we are concentrating on the table attributes, it is related to table part, whole table. Next is background. Using this attribute you can set an image to the table, background image to the table. And last, align. We already saw that align takes 3 values, left, right and center. So you can align your table accordingly, right? So next attribute or the next tag we will look is the tr tag. Now this tr tag has some similar attributes to the table, right? So first is what? bg color. Bg color is the background color. Obviously bg color will be added to only the row now, not the whole table. If you are using this attribute with the tr tag, it will have the background color only to that particular row where it is used. Similarly with the background, only background image will be there for that particular row. And last, align. Left, right, center. The text of that row will be aligned according to the value. Next, th and td tags attributes. So both are having the same attributes. Same bg color. Bg color, now bg color background color will be given to the cell. See, we saw the cell is the smallest part of the table. It could be having the TH, that is table heading, or TD, the data. The cell can have either TH or table heading and data, so it is common for both. So if I am using BG color with TD or TH, that particular cell will have a background color. Similarly, background means image to that cell. Text, left, right, center, the text will be aligned. Now the next two attributes are very important, that is row span and col span. Now row span means merging of the rows to make a single cell is called as a row span. Means if I give value row span equal to 3, so what it will do, instead of the 3 cells, it will create or it will merge the 3 rows and create a single cell. We will see later in the example. Similarly, col span is used to merge the columns to create a single cell. So if I give col span equal to 2, what it will do, it will merge the 2 columns and create a single cell. So in the example, whatever is given, we have already discussed. So here are the examples, right? So what we can see in the example, that row span equal to 4. If you observe the table properly, what it is given, that how many rows are there? There are total 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows, right? There are total 4 rows. And in the first column, what it is given, row span equal to 4, means that PJC, it is a cell which is created by merging the 4 rows into a single cell. Right? So this is how row span works. Here you can see that 4 rows are combined to create a single cell. Similarly, in second, you can see col span equal to 3. Now col span is what? Merging of the columns, right? So in the second example, again you observe the PJC heading, and you can see that the PJC has merged the 3 columns and it has made up a single column, single cell, right? So I hope up till now it is clear. So thank you, and we'll see the remaining part. Mostly we'll start with the form elements in our next lecture. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.